So here's an example of a site analysis that was done, and it also shows the house once they did the schematic design. They went ahead and laid out the house on the site to show where it would be located, and that's a really good thing to do. You start with the site analysis, and in this case, you guys are not going to be able to visit the site. So you're going to have to glean as much information as you can online and from images from Google Earth looking at the site. You can use just kind of generic data that you find online about the site regarding, the sun and things like that. You do want to visit a site if you're working for a client, but in this case, you're not going to be able to. So you're just going to have to get as much information as you can. It's more important that you have usable information than it be 100% accurate, just because you are going to use that criteria to defend your decisions on what you did. For the final exam, when we do a post-mortem, for your proctored event for this class, you're going to defend your work. You're going to defend why you did what you did. So you want to be able to do that. Okay, and so this drawing that was done by Build Civil shows the wind, it shows the sun path, it shows the vegetation, it shows contours, it shows drainage, it shows access to the site, it shows existing properties. And this is really good for helping to make decisions about how to lay out the rooms of the house using the bubbles, because you can take this without the house on it and put the bubbles on the site and move them around based on where's the sun coming up, where's the sun setting, where are the views. That will help you make those decisions. And you can also lay your grid in there as well so that you have that those two things working at the same time. This is hard, so don't stress too much about being 100% on anything, because you're not going to at this point. It's right now about exposing you guys to the process, to starting to get familiar with the terms, with thinking about these things, and really thinking about there's more than just, you don't just design the house out of context and put it on the site. Well, I mean, people do. It's just not the optimal way to do it. The optimal way to do it, and one of the reasons I'm a huge fan of Frank Lloyd Wright, despite the fact that he's maybe the only architect that most people can identify. I've been to his properties, and I'm speechless because they're just the genius behind what he did. He knew how important context was to laying out the house. And there's not a room in a single house that he built that doesn't have a pleasant view. If it didn't exist, he made it. Frank Lloyd Wright designed the plates, he designed the windows, he designed the doorknobs, he designed the forks that were used in the house. He designed everything. And while you may not be able to do all of that, you can certainly have a lot of latitude when it comes to laying out the spaces within the house on the property. And so this is, in my opinion, having designed buildings, this is the way to holistically look at everything at the same time that is a factor and make decisions in the full context of everything. Because otherwise what happens is, if you're just designing the floor plan without thinking about the site analysis, you ignore or exclude things that end up becoming a problem down the road. And then once it's built and it's that way, then you can't do anything about it. So site analysis first, understand the site, as much data as you can, lay that out visually, and then the next step will be to move into the bubble diagram phase. You can start moving your bubbles around on the site analysis to help make decisions about where those eventual rooms will be placed, not just within the house, but on the site.